Hi everyone, welcome back to Z Physics. Today we are going to be talking about torque. Now let's have a look at what is torque. So, other than a motorcycle film with some very questionable physics, what else is torque? Well, let's have a look. In order to understand what torque is, first we must introduce the concept of a force couple. Imagine that we have a rectangular object and what we want to do is to rotate it. So let's say that we want to rotate it in this direction like so. In order to do so, we need to apply two forces on this object. Let's visualize them. So in order to make this object rotate, those two forces need to satisfy a few conditions, namely that they must be parallel but along different lines, they must be equal in magnitude, and they must be opposite in direction. When those conditions are met, the object will rotate, and this is what a force couple actually is. It's a pair of forces which are parallel along different lines, equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. The total moment of a couple of forces is actually known as torque. We can find an expression for it if we say that our distance between the forces is d, which would mean that if we put our pivot in the middle, the distance from each force to the pivot, the perpendicular distance from each force to the pivot, will be d over 2. Let's find the overall moment. Well, because both of these forces are causing moments in the anti-clockwise direction, we are going to be adding up their respective moments. For instance, the first force has a perpendicular distance of d over 2 to the pivot point, so we can write this as F multiplied by d over 2, so that's one of the moments, and the other force, which is also causing a moment in the anti-clockwise direction, will have a magnitude F times its perpendicular distance, which is d over 2. And if we just add those two expressions together, we get that the total moment, which is the torque, is equal to the magnitude of one of those forces multiplied by the perpendicular distance between them. And this is actually what torque is. It is defined as the moment of a force couple, and it is equal to the magnitude of one of those forces multiplied by the perpendicular distance between them. Okay folks, so hopefully this makes sense. If there are any questions about torque or questionable physics in films, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and thank you very much for watching.